Majora's Mask already feels like a game that should not be as uncomfortable as it is. The moon is always falling, the clock is always running. Everybody in the game feels like they're stuck waiting for something bad to happen. So when people started hearing about a used copy of Majora's Mask that was supposedly haunted, it already had the perfect game attached to it. The story starts with a plain gray Nintendo 64 cartridge, no real label, just Majora written on it with a marker. And when the game finally loaded up, there was already a save file sitting there. Ben. At first that doesn't sound too crazy. Old games have old save files all the time, but then the game starts acting weird. Characters say the wrong name, the music starts sounding off, Clocktown feels empty, and then the statue starts showing up. The Elegy statue, just standing there, staring like it's not supposed to be there, but somehow it is. Then the uploads start appearing online. And one message kept coming back. Your turn. This is Ben Drown, the haunted Zelda cartridge story that made people look at Majora's Mask completely different. The story starts in a pretty normal way. A college student gets an old Nintendo 64 from one of his friends. Nothing crazy, just an old console, some old games, the kind of stuff people have packed away in a closet or sitting in a box somewhere. After playing around with it for a little while, he starts looking for more games, and that takes him to a garage sale. That is where he finds a copy of Majora's Mask, but it is not just some clean copy in a nice box. It is just a gray cartridge, no sticker, no official label, just Majora written across it with a marker. And I don't know, used games already have a weird feeling to them, especially old ones. You don't know who had them before you. You don't know where they came from. You don't know what save files are still sitting there from somebody you'll probably never meet. Sometimes you turn on an old game and there's already a name across the screen. And for a second, it feels like you're stepping into somebody else's memory. So when this copy of Majora Mask boots up and there's already a file named Ben, it doesn't feel impossible. It feels like something you could actually see. At first, Ben just seems like an old save file. Maybe that was the name of the kid who had it before. But the more the game goes on, the more it starts feeling like Ben is not just some old name left behind. The game starts acting like it knows the player. Text starts getting weird. Names start getting mixed up. And after a while, the Ben file gets deleted, which should have been the end of it, but it's not. After Ben gets deleted, the game feels worse. After the file is deleted, the game does not go back to normal. The save slots start looking wrong. The namespaces start turning blank. The game starts glitching, but not in a way that feels random. It feels like something is responding. Then the story starts using the 4th day glitch. And if you know Majora's Mask, that already feels weird by itself. The whole game is built around time running out. 3 days, the moon falling closer. Everyone repeating the same routines over and over again. So when the player ends up in these empty areas, it does not feel like a normal glitch anymore. Clocktown is quiet. The music feels wrong. The world is still there, but it feels like all the life of the game got pulled out of it. Then the Elegy of Emptiness statue starts showing up. And that statue was already creepy before Ben Drown ever used it. It has that blank face, that stiff body, that weird look where it is not moving, but it still feels alive. And in the story, it starts feeling like the statue is following the player. It shows up behind him. It shows up where it should not be. It feels like the game is trying to show him something, but not in a normal way. That is the part that always felt weird to me, because it does not come off like the game is just broken. It feels like the game is messing with him. Like deleting Ben did not remove anything. It just made whatever was inside the cartridge pay attention. Then the videos start showing up, and this is where Ben Drown stopped feeling like just a creepy story someone typed online, because now there was footage, not clean footage, not some polished horror short. It looked rough, compressed, low quality, like somebody was recording whatever they could before the game did something else. The first big upload was day4.wmv, then ben.wmv, then drown.wmv, then deducible.wmv, then free.wmv. Even the file names felt weird. They do not sound like YouTube titles. They sound like files you would find in some folder you were not supposed to open. Day4.umv, ben.umv, drown.umv. No crazy title, no big explanation. Just these small pieces of footage that made people feel like they were watching something happen in real time. People were checking the channel, reading descriptions, going through comments, looking at every new upload like there might be some clue hidden in it. And when you watch those videos now, you can still feel that old internet energy, the dark screen, the low quality, the weird file names, the game footage that feels like it should not be doing what it is doing. It feels like something from a time when YouTube was still messy enough to make a story like this feel possible. Not everything looked branded. Not everything looked like content. Sometimes something weird would just show up, and people would sit there trying to figure out what they were looking at. That is the feeling those uploads had. Like somebody was posting proof, but the proof was making everything even worse. Then the story starts moving outside the cartridge. That is when everything starts feeling more personal, because a haunted game is already creepy. But once it starts touching files, uploads, websites, messages, and accounts, it feels like it is not stuck in the game anymore. One of the big pieces is the truth.rtf. Now it is not just gameplay, it is notes, it is files. It feels like somebody trying to explain what happened, but the more you read, the messier it gets. Then there was a roommate part. At one point it looks like someone else is posting from Deducible, like he left behind a flash drive and wanted the footage uploaded. But later that detail starts feeling off too. And that is where the story gets uncomfortable, because now you are not just asking what is wrong with the game. You're asking who is even posting. Is it Deducible? Is it someone using the account? Is Ben somehow outside the cartridge now? The story keeps making the circle bigger. First it's the game, then it's the videos, then it's the files, then it's the websites, then it's the people watching. And back then, that kind of thing could really pull people in. Old YouTube was different, forums were different, weird websites felt different. You could click on something and it did not always feel like a clean, planned out project. Sometimes it felt like you had just stumbled into something that was already happening before you got there. That is the feeling Ben Drown had. Like you were late to something. Like other people already knew more than you. Like there were pieces missing, and every new piece just made it worse. A lot of people still remember Ben Drown because it came from the right era. It does not feel like something that was made for the internet we have now. Now people are faster. They pause everything. They look up the creator. They check the comments. They try to debunk something before they even finish watching it. But back then, the internet still had more mystery to it. A strange upload could sit there and feel real for a little longer. A weird website could actually feel like something you were not supposed to find. And Majora's Mask was already the perfect game for that kind of story. The game already feels haunted in its own way. The moon is always there. The time loop keeps resetting everything. The masks feel creepy. The towns feel trapped. So when Ben starts showing up inside that world, it does not feel like some random scary thing thrown into Zelda. It feels like something that could have been hiding in the game already. That is what makes those old videos still feel weird to watch. Even if you know the story, even if you already know where it came from, there's still something uncomfortable about seeing Link standing alone in an empty area with that statue behind him. There's still something weird about the file names. There's still something creepy about the words, "Your turn," showing up like the game is talking past the screen. And honestly, that is probably why people keep coming back to it. Not because everybody still believes a haunted cartridge was out ruining people's lives, but because the story captured a feeling that is hard to recreate now. Late night YouTube, old game footage, a creepy file name, a comment section trying to figure out what just happened. That older internet feeling, where something could still catch you off guard. Ben Drown started with something simple, a used copy of Majora's Mask, a save file named Ben, a game that started acting wrong, but it kept getting bigger. The cartridge was only the beginning. Then came the videos, then the files, then the websites, then people trying to piece everything together. And for a lot of viewers, that was the creepy part. It was not just a story you read and moved on from. It was something people followed, something people waited for, something people watched late at night and then thought about it the next time they saw Majora's Mask. Even now, those uploads still have a weird feeling to them. The empty town, the broken music, the statue standing there like it knows you are watching, and the file named Ben just sitting there like it was always supposed to be there. So I want to know what you think. Did Ben Drown still feel creepy when you first saw it? Or is this one of those internet legends that only really hits if you're around for that older YouTube era? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if there's another creepy game, lost media story, Reddit thread, 4chan mystery, or internet legend you want me to cover next, let me know. This is Punxx Boy Files. I'll see you in the next one.